What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our monthly segment of Sneaker Huddle. This is, of course, part one for the month of July. We're going to be talking about the upcoming sneaker releases for the first half of July. We're going to be talking about which ones are going to be the most hype, which ones are going to sell out, which ones are going to have profit, and which ones are going to perhaps go on sale. Now, for early information, it's also worth noting that we could potentially see a shock drop for the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG UNC Toe at any moment. So to know when this is going to go live and have early info to, exactly when it's going to go live, be sure to follow us on Twitter. I'll leave the link to that down below in the video description and enable post notifications, and we'll let you know when these go live before they actually do. So for that early information, just be sure to subscribe here so we can always keep you in the loop, and also be sure to follow us on Twitter and enable post notifications. Now, to start off the month, we are going to mention a few key releases that are going to be happening on the last few days of June. And first up on the 29th is the GutterMelo MB03 NFT sneakers that are paired with a physical real life sneaker counterpart. Now, these will be available to mint on OpenSea on June 29th, and I don't really know too much about NFTs. I know they're dropping on OpenSea. I couldn't really figure out how much they're actually going to be, but I would expect these to probably sell out. So I would recommend not to sleep. When it comes to resale, I don't think that it's going to happen. This is the first of its kind when it comes to if, this could perhaps resell. It is the first MB03. So if this is the first MB03 that, let's say they don't release another MB03 until the NBA season kicks off, then yes, this first initial colorway will have demand just like we saw for the Jade 1s. But this is LeMelo Ball's third sneaker, so it isn't quite as hyped or demand as a Jade 1, but it all depends on how fast Puma rolls out more colorways of the MB03, and that's to whether or not that they will sell out quick and have that resale value. So it's iffy. It could go either way. Now, a pair that's going to definitely sell out and retail has been set at 220 bucks is the Action Bronson New Balance 990 V6 made in the USA. I would expect these to range anywhere from $200 for the smaller sizes up to $300 for the larger sizes, and yes, these will sell out very, very quickly, and they will release as a queue launch on New Balance. And when the queue goes up, we will let you know on Twitter to join the queue in a few different devices so you can maximize your chances and opportunity to pick up the sneakers. Now, moving over to July 1st, we have the Nike Dunk Low Clear Jade that is going to be dropping on select retailers. Now, the Dunks have been dropping in very high stock numbers. I think the resale for the Dunk has passed, and would expect these to be not an easy pickup. If you're on the website, you should be able to add a pair if you would like to, but for a Dunk to resell nowadays, it's going to have a lot of hype behind it, or perhaps be a collaboration. But definitely don't sleep on a personal. Also on July 1st is the Asics Gel Kayana 14. Now, this colorway is very similar to the Jown collaboration, and these have been selling out pretty quickly on some of the websites that have dropped them early, so definitely don't sleep if you are looking to perhaps pick up a personal pair. And the last sneaker for July 1st is going to be the Bape Adidas Campus 80s, celebrating the 30th anniversary. Now, we did see some few other colorways that dropped Campus 80s Bape collaborations. This time it's going to be a brown colorway that's super, super clean. Would expect these to sell pretty quickly, so definitely don't sleep. And if you do strike out, you might have to pay a little extra in terms of resale. Now, loaded to retailers all the way from the 3rd all the way to the 7th is the Nike Jade 1 in the Ember Glow colorway. Now, retail has been set at 110 bucks. Would expect this colorway to be pretty much just like those Hunger colorways that just dropped. Retail was 110, and depending on the sizes, they were selling anywhere from like 130 to 160. The Jade 1 right now, a lot of people and in youth basketball really want to get their hands on this pair of sneakers, so I do think that if you do strike out, you're going to have to pay a little extra for it. Now, loaded to drop on the 6th is the Nike Air Foamposite 1 in the metallic red colorway. Retail has been set at 230 bucks. Moving over to the 7th, the LeMelo Ball MB02 and a low top in the Queen City colorway will officially drop. Moving over to the 8th, the highly anticipated Air Jordan 2 Low UNC. And the one thing that I thought that we were going to get on this Air Jordan 2 Low UNC was perhaps going to be a cell midsole. I really think that this shoe would have slapped. It would have hit hard with a cell kind of milky, not aged, but just kind of a cell, just subtle little detailed midsole. I might perhaps would have picked this up, and this would have been the first Air Jordan 2 for my personal collection. Not a big fan of the Air Jordan 2, which is why I don't have any, but I was really looking forward to this low top and a cell color. And it does come with a white midsole, but it looks like these are going to officially start dropping this month. And like Air Jordan 2s have been, I would expect them to be a pretty easy pickup. Moving over to the 11th, it looks like Luka Doncic's second Jordan sneaker, the AI, will officially drop for a retail point of 130 bucks. Moving over to the 14th, the highly anticipated Nike Calm Slides in a sand, a off-white, a black, a darker bluish green colorway are going to drop for 50 bucks. And these are, you can currently pick them up for around 70 to 80 bucks. And once Nike unloads all the stock, I think people are going to buy these, to say the least, because they are a cheaper alternative to a Yeezy slide, especially you don't have to pay resale fees, taxes, shipping, and all that. So at 50 bucks, I think that certain colorways are going to sell out pretty quick, so definitely don't sleep. And moving over to the 15th, the Air Jordan 7 Retro Chambray, also known as the UNC colorway, will officially launch. Now, a sneaker that's going to be dropping sometime within the month of July. We don't know if if it's going to be the first week, the second, the third, or the fourth, is the Supreme Nike SB Dunk Low. And it looks like we are going to perhaps receive some brand new Yeezys very, very soon. Now, some Yeezys that are loaded to the back end of Adidas right now. It doesn't mean that these are going to release, but these are just the SKUs that are currently loaded as that they're stock loaded. And let's go ahead and talk about them. First up is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 750 Glow in the Dark. Next up is the Yeezy Boost 950 Pirate Black. A pair that makes a lot of sense to perhaps could see a restock of is the Yeezy Foam Runner in the Ochre colorway, and also the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Granite. Also a new colorway of the Yeezy Slide in Granite. And then a pair that we saw, of course, last year for Yeezy Day was the Yeezy 350 in the, my mind's gonna blank, Turtle Dove colorway. Now it would make total sense that they're trying to get rid of the rest of the stock just like they did for the Pirate Blacks. So would make sense that this specific pair would perhaps restock perhaps this month. And also the brand new Yeezy 450 Slides. Now, as of right now, there's no confirmation that any of those Yeezys are going to drop within the month of July, but those are the Yeezys that are currently loaded as in stock on the back end of Adidas. But of course, as always, be sure to subscribe to the channel, enable notifications here, and once we do get Yeezy release details or any other release details, we will notify you guys as soon as possible. Now, that sums it up for the first half of sneaker releases that are going to be going down in the month of July. Thank you for tuning in to another video, and we'll catch you in the next one.